For over 3,000 years, one people have been hunted, hated, exiled, enslaved, and nearly annihilated. Their nation destroyed, twice. Their communities scattered across continents, and yet they endure. This is the story of Israel and the Jewish people, and why every attempt to erase them has failed. Pharaoh of Egypt, around 1300 BCE, Pharaoh feared the rising number of Hebrews in his land. He saw them not as neighbors, but as a threat. So he issued a chilling order: kill every Hebrew male child. Why? Control, fear, power. The first documented genocide attempt against the Jewish people, but one child hidden in a basket survived: Moses, and with him began the first great escape, the Exodus. The Amalekites, nomadic raiders of the desert. Shortly after leaving Egypt, the Israelites were ambushed. Amalek targeted the weakest and slowest, the elderly, women, children. Why? Hatred of the vulnerable, opportunism. The Bible says, God will be at war with Amalek from generation to generation. They were the first to attack Israel, but not the last. The Canaanite city-states. As Israel entered the Promised Land, coalitions of kings rose up to destroy them. Motivation? Land. Religious conflict, fear of a new power. Yet Israel, with no standing army, prevailed. Haman of Persia, around 475 BCE. In the grand palace of King Xerxes, a powerful man named Haman burned with rage. Why? Because one Jew, Mordecai, refused to bow to him. So Haman plotted not just to kill Mordecai, but to wipe out every Jew in the empire, men, women, and children. The motivation? Pride, revenge, racial hatred. But Queen Esther risked her life, exposed the plot, and Haman was hanged on his own gallows. The Assyrian Empire, 722 BCE. Assyria, the superpower of the time, conquered the northern kingdom of Israel. 10 tribes were exiled, vanished into history. Why? Imperial dominance, ethnic cleansing. Yet the tribe of Judah survived. The Babylonians, 586 BCE, King Nebuchadnezzar invaded Jerusalem. He destroyed the first temple and exiled thousands to Babylon. Motivation? Crush rebellion, assimilate the Jews, end Jewish worship. But even in exile, the Jews sang, "By the rivers of Babylon, we wept when we remembered Zion." They didn't forget, they didn't disappear. 767 BCE, the Seleucid king outlawed Judaism, deserted the temple, and forced Jews to sacrifice to Greek gods. Motivation? Cultural supremacy, erasure of Jewish identity. But one family, the Maccabees, rebelled, outnumbered, under-equipped, but full of faith, and they won. Hanukkah commemorates that impossible victory. The Roman Empire, 70 CE. The Romans crushed a Jewish revolt and destroyed the Second Temple. In 135 CE, after the Bar Kokhba revolt, Jews were banned from Jerusalem. Motivation? Suppress rebellion, erase national identity. Thousands were killed. Survivors were scattered from North Africa to Europe to Asia, but the dream of return to Zion never died. Medieval Christian Europe. From the 11th to the 18th century, Jews were blamed for everything, economic problems to the Black Death. They were accused of blood libel, forced to convert, expelled, or murdered in pogroms. England, 1290, expelled. Spain, 1492, Inquisition or exile. France, Germany, Russia, Poland, no refuge was safe for long. Motivation? Religious intolerance, scapegoating, envy, and yet Jews survived in ghettos, in synagogues, in whispers of Hebrew passed from father to son. In the 1800s, waves of anti-Jewish violence swept through the Pale of Settlement. Motivation? Nationalism, economic jealousy, institutionalized anti-Semitism. Just as thousands were killed, entire villages destroyed. And so the first modern Zionists began dreaming of a return home. Adolf Hitler and Nazi Germany, 1933 to 1945. Hitler didn't just hate Jews, he wanted to erase them. In his own words, "The Jews are a virus. We must eliminate them." 6 million Jews murdered, 1.5 million children, gas chambers, mass shootings, death marches. This was industrialized genocide. Why? Racial ideology, power, paranoia. But even in the ghettos, Jews taught Torah. In death camps, they lit Hanukkah candles with potato skins and oil from machine grease. And in 1948, from the ashes of Auschwitz, Israel was reborn. Modern attempts to destroy Israel. May 14th, 1948, Israel declares independence. May 15th, 5 Arab armies invade. Egypt, Jordan, Syria, Lebanon, Iraq outnumbered, outgunned. Yet Israel stood. Motivation? Arab nationalism, anti-Zionism, desire to prevent a Jewish state. Israel not only survived, it expanded. Israel launched preemptive strikes and crushed its enemies in 6 days. Dainty Israel was caught off guard but turned the tide and survived again. And in between, terror attacks, intifadas, suicide bombings, rockets. And still, Israel lives. Of today's threats. Today, threats still come from Iran's leadership calling for Israel's destruction, Hamas and Hezbollah firing rockets at civilians, propaganda, anti-Semitism online and offline. But Israel answers with Iron Dome defense systems, cyber warfare mastery, a strong, united military, and perhaps above all, a will to survive. Empires have come and gone. Pharaohs, Caesars, sultans, dictators all tried to erase Israel, all failed. Because Israel is more than a nation. It is a people, a covenant, a fire that refuses to go out. This is not just the story of a country. This is the story of faith, of memory, of endurance. This is the story of Israel. If this history moved you, like, share, and subscribe for more. Comment below, what do you think keeps Israel alive?